Hello, I'm Kimberly and welcome to the weekend edition of the Native News Update. It's Friday, February 28th. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. California Governor Jerry Brown has outlined nearly $700 million in measures to respond to California's drought. The proposed legislation outlines funds to recapture and reuse stormwater, increase conservation, and get relief to the hardest hit areas, including 17 communities at risk of running out of drinking water in the coming months. But one California tribe is also trying to put the emphasis on long-term solutions, including focusing on where water is coming from and what can be done to better protect the state's watersheds, streams, and meadows. Much of the current tribal land on the North Fork Mono is forest land in the hills and mountains of the Sierras, home to important snowpack and rivers that feed the thirsty valley floor. The health of the region's meadows, key areas that retain and slowly release water, are in dire shape. Out of some 6,000 meadows in the Sierra Nevada, the tribe estimates only 6 could be considered healthy. Turning that number around could offer benefits for California's farms and cities. The Cherokee Nation and the Delaware Tribe have signed an agreement allowing the Delaware to seek and receive federal housing funding directly from the U.S. Housing and Urban Development. The Delaware, headquartered in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, were placed under Cherokee Nation jurisdiction in 1867 by treaty. The two tribes signed a memorandum of agreement in 2008 to enable the Delaware to regain its federal recognition. Ron Quayles, Cherokee Nation Community Service Director, said when the Delaware lost federal recognition, HUD looked for a government entity to maintain and transfer the monies. It was important for HUD and for the Cherokee Nation to ensure those critical housing dollars still reached the people who needed it most, Quayles said. Moving forward, HUD will work with the Delaware Tribe to fund a housing program that will benefit Delaware citizens. The Native American Contractors Association, Native Hawaiian Organization Association, and Native Hawaiian Chamber of Commerce signed a Memorandum of Understanding Statement of Partnership. The MOU establishes a mutually beneficial formal partnership between the three organizations and respective members to work toward an advancement of Native Hawaiian business and economic development for Native communities. In addition to business development, the three organizations plan to make joint visits to local and national political representatives to educate policymakers on the importance of small business development for Native Hawaiian communities. The Notabegay III Foundation announced 10 grantees selected to receive capacity building grants through NB3F's national initiative, Native Strong, Healthy Kids, Healthy Futures. From an application pool of 55 tribes and Native-controlled organizations requesting more than $1 million, 10 grantees were selected for the first round of capacity building grants, totaling $189,065. These grants will assist Native American tribes and organizations in completing community health assessments, community planning, or capacity building projects in order to determine the needs within their individual communities and best next steps in addressing health inequities among their children and families. Capacity building grants represent one prong of the grant-making strategy intended to support tribal communities or Native-controlled organizations in laying the groundwork for building childhood obesity and type 2 diabetes prevention programming. The capacity building grantees include Citizen Potawatomi Nation, the COPE Project, First Nations Community Health Source, Indian Health Board of Minneapolis, Intertribal Sports, the Pueblo of Jemez, the Pueblo of Picuris, the Pueblo of Santa Ana, Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior Chippewa, and the Ponca Tribe of Oklahoma. For more information, you can check out nb3foundation.org. Tribal Force was the first comic to feature a superhero team made entirely of Native American characters. In 1996, writer John Proudstar and artist Ryan Hanna Smith created Tribal Force. The comic charted the path of 5 people who used the powers granted to them by the god Thunderbird to protect native land from powerful high-tech government, and was incredibly well received. But it had only a short run. Proudstar and Smith split and the comic went dark. After nearly 2 decades, Tribal Force is coming back. Proudstar explores his goals for Tribal Force, including exploring Native American cultural histories and stories, and tackling serious issues faced today by those living on the reservations. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me and have a grand day.